welcome to East Coast Sailing, and today we're going to be fitting an outboard bracket on the back of a Vanya. So you're probably thinking, why would anyone want to fit one of these brackets to the back of their boat? They're ugly, you're not going to win any beauty contests in the marina, but what it will enable you to do is put an outboard bracket on the back of your boat should your main engine ever fail. Everyone will suffer an engine failure at some point. Luckily it's only happened once in 9 years. The engine went into reverse at full speed, doing lots of damage to the gearbox. With no wind, we had to wait for a tow for 4 hours in the blistering sun. After this, I always carried a spare engine. There were a number of areas I needed to keep the bracket clear of. The rear window, as I didn't want to block the view from the bedroom. The boarding ladder, which folds down. The teak deck to avoid damage to the wood and prevent leaks. The central access to the bathing deck. And nothing on top of the transom, as it's a great place to sit with your feet in the water. This left only one location on the bottom starboard side. There was only 2 access hatches on the back of the boat, with one only being big enough to fit through. So we've got this nice hatch. I'm just going to lift that up, and I can see that there's quite a nice clearing over there. There's no cables, pipe work, but it will require a long arm reach to get to the back of the bolts. There are loads of bracket types to choose from. On the left we have a fixed height mount, which is the cheapest at £40. Next we have the height adjustable bracket, which I'm fitting, that cost £109. You can also get floor mounted brackets, and lastly the removable bracket. I really like this option as it only leaves a small mounting plate when not in use, but given my track record of dropping things in the sea, I thought it was safer to get a fixed bracket. So right out of the box you'll get a bracket, you get a mounting pad there, and make sure this is the right way up. This is top that's slightly wider than the bottom. You get 4 bolts, 4 nuts, and then you get these anti-loosening circlips here. I'm also going to use Loctite. These are all the tools I used in the installation of the outboard bracket. Popped in the charnel to get 4 M8 bolts. These must be 316 stainless steel, otherwise they'll leave rust marks against your lovely white gel coat. After taking a few critical measurements to ensure the outboard would be set at the perfect height, I also levelled up the bracket to ensure it was straight. Drill the centre of the markings out using a small pilot hole. This will stop the drill bit wandering. Always drill from the outside inwards. This will prevent your gel coat chipping. I cleaned the mounting surface of grease to make sure the Sikaflex would have a good bond to make sure it was watertight. A quick dry with a paper towel. As I went to apply a dollop of Sikaflex around the holes, the mastic gun broke. I popped back to the chandlery for the second time of the day to get a new mastic gun, and this grey mullet began to look a bit tasty. I was the proud owner of a new mastic gun. Not even the new mastic gun could shift the Sikaflex. I cut the tube open and started applying it with my finger, caveman style. So this is one of my least favourite jobs. I'm a big guy and I don't fit through small spaces. I have to climb through here and then reach these bolts over here, and we've got the last 2 to do. Just to give you a flavour of how much Fran over here helping hold the screwdriver and getting Sikaflex all over our hands. So the installation's complete. I just need to tidy up some of this Sikaflex. I'm really pleased with how the installation turned out. So we now got the emergency outboard bracket on, and I found this nifty little gadget which is a telescopic tiller handle extender. So you can make this longer and shorter, and when I'm up here steering with the wheel, I can just accelerate and de-accelerate. I was happy with the install, however I'll improve a couple of bits. I'll strengthen the GLP as it flex slightly while loading the engine on the bracket. I'll also modify the bracket to make the engine more upright as the transom slopes back. I'll also cut the length of the bracket arms back to reduce the force on the hull. I had to strip off and get into the water to go and find my spanner and also my mobile phone that I dropped in whilst filming. A couple of cold beers took the edge of installing 4 bolts and retrieving lost property overboard, a typical day of owning a boat. Come and join us next week to see how fast this outboard will push 6 tons.